Okay, so the higher seed, which means the number that's greater, PeeBee is going to pick the first route to ban out of the four, which, to remind everyone, it's Molly, One Frame, Multilingual, and Admiral Copcar. So PeeBee is going to be, so the first route that's going to be banned is One Frame, and now Pine is going to make his selection of a route to ban. And Pine has selected Multilingual, so now now PeeBee is going to pick the route that's going to be ran for this race out of Admiral or Molly. So Molly was selected, so now everything is just going to be Molly. Everyone's going to go for the same rampage and all this other stuff. So hopefully, yeah, this very, very unique rule set for any tournament involving GTA. So I'm happy to see it happen, and hopefully it becomes pretty good for the rest of the tournament. All right. So, are we ready? Okay, both runs are ready. So I'm going to count them in, and then we're going to get the show on the road. Okay, assuming Pine isn't typing anything else, I'm going to count them in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and here we go.
I poked my head out of the gutter for one freaking
Welcome, have fun to the runners, and I will
go get some sleep. What are you gonna
start commentating.
I'll drop by your office tomorrow and we can start sorting this mess out.
So this is what I've been waiting for a really long time. Qualifications dragged on a bit longer than I wanted to, but yeah, here we are. So this is very experimental, best of 3, with fixed routes. Even though routes last time wasn't a huge deal, didn't make a huge impact on the results of the races, but I think that the option to choose routes and such may work into advantage of some other runners. So let's see how it goes. And Pine is going to have a reasonable lead here. PeeBee parking a little farther away from the hotel than I've ever seen. I don't believe any 2 runners have ever gone for Molly. It's either one person going for Molly, another person going for Admiral Copcar, or one going for One Frame and one going for Molly. So this is definitely something new. Oof, PeeBee almost got busted there. Hopefully the ambulance is fast enough.
Give me an ID.
Both runners are going to be working with the nighttime.
Nice bike.
As a result of death. What they had to do, the death warp, even. Very intentional death. So compared to the one frame route that's become popular in the past few years, both of these runners are, ooh, PeeBee with a nice skip over the little bump. So both runners are going to be on the rampage timer, which means that they have to be fast enough to
Will you be working for my
beat
father?
the timer going into Malibu. Otherwise, it's going to cost them 4 seconds to exit the road. That's twice. So probably something that neither runner is familiar with, or is super familiar with now.
See you around.
It's been a pretty long time since they had to do this. So, if you don't know, the same route can be banned back to back, but only one runner can ban it. So for instance, I believe it was Pine, or was it PeeBee? Let me double check. So PeeBee banned one frame, which means that PeeBee cannot ban one frame again, though Pine can. So if runners want to work together to ban one route, that is a possibility. It just has to be a unique set of bans throughout a set. Best of threes are kind of short, and with it being 4 routes, there's a chance that one route just won't be played. And hopefully it's not just the same 3 routes for the majority of the best of 3 races. So yeah, Pine's gonna pick up the shotgun. I think PeeBee is gonna go for the Uzi pickup later on. That's one thing that both runners do not have, it's weapons to start off, because they didn't get a cop car to start with.
This way.
Okay, both runners are gonna activate the Molly Rampage once again.
One thing you gotta realize about this town, you gotta pack some heat.
Is the
Local
volume
gunshot
still good?
is a couple of blocks away.
Or is the feed volume overpowering me? So I can turn the feed volume down. Is it overpowering for anyone else? I'll still turn it down a bit. Yeah, that should be good. I believe I do have a compressor on. But maybe the ducking isn't, like, good enough. I'm not sure. But I don't think Pine got that taxi off. Yeah, so bit tricky. You do have to be in the middle of jacking a car in order to actually get it. The cutscene, but I think both runners should be fine, especially Pine. He just has to turn around a bit. Okay, PeeBee is going to throw Molotov at his feet, so he has control, or at least he can run. Pine's going to follow the same thing. This will allow them to have low enough health so they can die right away on Riot without failing the mission. At least most times out of 7. Most times out of 10. There we go. Okay, PeeBee's going to go in 3 probably. Both runners are going in 3. And it's a pretty neck-on-neck race. Neck upon neck. Neck interlapping neck. Etc. Oh, the interesting flip for Pine there. Hope he doesn't...
Dumb Florida moron.
Okay, he's able to navigate to Faggio, so it doesn't interfere with navigating. But this is interesting here, because the dupe does not work as intended. Not sure if he knows the backup here, but to go to the other juror. But he's going to take the longer way, it seems. And PeeBee is going to have a very clear lead. Yeah, I'm not sure what Pine's thinking here. I'm very confused. He's gonna have to do a lot more damage than just punching it. He does have a shotgun, I believe. I do think he just has to trigger the cutscene once and he should be fine.
Guilty is a dirty word.
Unless I'm mistaken. Okay. So he does end up warping. It does end up passing the mission eventually. So yeah, definitely could have just went for the juror that's like right across the street. Hit with a shotgun a few times and would have been on his way. But that's probably has not happened to him yet. So I don't blame him for not knowing what to do there. Meanwhile, PeeBee is going to take the phone call to make his way to Cortez, while Pine is, oh, looks like Pine, I think his game crashed. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't have any read on his feed. Yeah, so it looks like it was a remaining instance on mission 1. Now, if you guys would want to restart because of that, then that's up to you guys. Or if Pine wants to continue, I'll leave it up to you guys. Think PeeBee can take the W? I think it's very early on. I think they can be a restart. I'm going to Alright. So since it's been only 9 minutes in, like I'll give you the choice to restart. Or just like have PeeBee continue. Yeah, I mean it's pretty short. It's not like 30 minutes in or anything. Alright, so it looks like we're resetting, and we're still going to go for Molly here. So that hasn't changed. But let me just reset the timer. Okay. If you need to restart your game, do so now, and then we will start. I don't think Gamba needs to be reset. I think it'd be perfectly fine. Just continue as is. Okay. Okay, looks like you both were ready and had a fresh game. So I'll count you guys in again, and hopefully no crashes this time. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, good luck, have fun again.
I poked my head out of the gutter for 1 freaking second and fate shovels shit in my face.
Go get some sleep.
What are you gonna do?
I'll drop by your office tomorrow and
All
we'll
right,
start
so
sorting this mess out.
we're back with match number 2, though still counting as match 1 since no one has scored yet. And yeah, not something that you see every day. Not a lot of times you dupe Jury Fury and have to worry about, you know, leftover instance, you know, funky instance happening. So we're back, and we are still doing Molly. Both runners were pretty neck and neck, so I don't think much has been lost because of the restart, apart from the unfortunate timing of Pine. So yeah, we're back in it. Right, both runners have unlocked ambulances, which for some reason is very rare in a tournament, because there is at least one or two people that have locked ambulances per round. Just a big 10% chance. The first 3 minutes or so of this route is pretty straightforward. Just a lot of driving, you know, just don't fall off, and you should be fine for having a lead or maintaining a lead. Probably not going to see the crazy little hop that PeeBee had before. so that's unfortunate. Though he does make it over the bump.
Will you be working for my
So it
father?
seems that Pine has like a few seconds over over PB because Pine started a bit earlier, or rather Pine started on time, but PB started later. So we will just have to depend on the external timers of each runner and not really what we see on the stream. But regardless of the difference, I think they're still like a few seconds behind. Or rather, PB is a few seconds behind still. So, Pine has a 49-17, I believe, with the Japanese version of the game, and has a... I'm not entirely sure what his international PB is, but I know that PB has a 50-30 as his PB, was like the second highest amongst all those who qualified, but is placed seed number 6 because he has a 50-30 Japanese time, I believe. So definitely the international version is a strong suit. He's gonna have to have a little bit of a tussle with the chef here, as he did miss with the bike. So that's gonna put him further behind. Yeah, international version seems to be one of the strongest suits for PB. Can't say the same for Pine. He did struggle a bit in qualifying races, or rather the qualifying week, but managed to make top 5 no problem. Though it's quite a balanced matchup here, despite the seed numbers, I would say. But because the international version is so different, it benefits greatly to know all the intricacies of the international version, because there's a lot of differences that can make or break a run. Decide a factor of whether you continue a run, or you crash the game, or it's very easy to mess something up because you just don't know. So I think PB having a lot more runs in has that advantage. A nice piece of J by Pine there, by the way. He's definitely going to make Jury Fury, no problem. A nice Banshee on PB's front. So Pine definitely is going to keep that PCJ, which will, I hope he does, which will benefit him greatly.
Leo, I think we got a buyer for Diaz's merchandise. You gotta give him a ring,
Or he
man.
has a sizable lead.
You know?
Where are you now?
You okay, Leo? You sound kinda different.
Just tell me where you are.
Who the hell is this? Put Leo on, man.
Leo's gone away
Okay,
for
both
a while.
runners
He left
are
me in charge.
throwing the Molotov at their feet once again to have low enough health for the next mission. So hopefully Pine has better luck timing the dupe for this mission. He comes in at 4. Hopefully he doesn't spam it right away. He does. Which might be pretty bad, but he might be okay. I think he might have an instance where the mission won't pass right away. Okay, yeah, so he did go in too early as far as going in 3 seconds goes. So hopefully he doesn't have the same thing where he's going, okay, where he has to kill himself on mission 1 in order to get rid of the last instance. Meanwhile, PeeBee is going to make his way to the Uzi. Okay, so he's able to activate the cutscene. So let's see if he recognizes if there is a mission instance still going on, or if he's passed the mission completely, because that will make or break whether he crashes going into the marker. Wonder what Pine is going to do here. So I think he's... okay. So he did die on mission 0, or rather on mission 1. So he was holding the phone call, baiting a driver into running him over, and now he doesn't have to worry about it too much. I'm not sure if he canceled the phone call while he's getting run over, or if he's gonna try again safely with drowning. So he's gonna try again, and meanwhile, PeeBee is gonna actually answer a phone call that's coming in and make his way to Cortez, just like the last race. So PeeBee is gonna take the lead here by quite a bit. But of course, Pine is blessed with PCJ. Just gonna skip this phone call here. And yeah, so that's gonna cost him quite a bit. About a minute of having to deal with the Jerry Fury shenanigans. But still, he does have a lot of time to catch up. So it's not all over for Pine. Though it is quite surprising that he was able to mess up the timing for both races. Okay. Given that he doesn't have any weapons, he might have to punch a guard for a pistol at least to get rid of the 2 vans on his right. And he might have to push the van, or rather drive the van, either to the water or closer to the barrel. Yeah, it's right at the end there. Okay, so he's making a push. Okay, he's not able to find the barrel here. Okay, now he's gonna drown here, down his own terms, just to be safe. Because usually you do die here, intentionally. But if you don't have the right amount of health, and you die the wrong way, then you could just fail the mission. So it's a heads up play by Pine to just safely drown on the other side.
Hola, is this Mr. Versetti?
Yeah.
This is Cortez.
Yeah, pretty clean drive from PeeBee so far in this segment. Pretty difficult segment, because it requires you to go really fast, but if you go too fast with PCJ, then you can just bail and just be slow, lose a lot of time.
To me more privately, you can find me at the boat. Okay? Good day, senor.
So the fact that PeeBee can have a clean segment so far is going to help him a lot. Oh, was able to survive the bump on the cheetah there. So despite Pine having a 54-48, I believe, compared to PeeBee's 40 or 54-30, Pine does have a faster Japanese time, and you could say is more inclined with the PCJ than PeeBee. So the fact that PeeBee had a pretty clean segment so far could definitely help him to maintain the pace. It's Pine. Pine did have a little bit of a bump before parking to the condo. So there's a lot of opportunity to catch up here. So PeeBee just has to play well, play cleanly. Pine's gonna make his way to Cortez again for a mall shootout. Meanwhile, PeeBee is going to head up top for Guardian Angels. And we'll go for nades. And I do think that PeeBee does go for the faster kill with the last set of cars. So he will go for the cop car. Hopefully it's unlocked for him. Okay, it is locked for him. So unfortunately he does have to go for the slower way of doing Guardian Angels or ending Guardian Angels. Though not an easy trick to do. So maybe it's for the best that the cop car is locked. A pretty decent segment coming from Pine. So he's not going to lose that much time compared to PeeBee. Long run, quite a short replay there, but it still works. Still able to work the multi-story. Okay, PeeBee's going to go for this pretty precise grenade timing here. Oh, he did catch himself in the explosion, but he should be okay health-wise. Okay, 88 health is pretty good. It's very important to be healthy here, because there are a lot of instances where you're going to catch stray bullets, and sometimes a lot of them. So for example, Phnom Penh, the fastest boat, you know, those sort of missions take a lot of damage. So ideally you do want to be at 100, but 88 is fine as well. Pine takes a bit of a fall before going to the marker. Thankfully it's close by.
You must be Cortez's new gun. Until more gainful opportunities arise. They'll be here
Let's see
any
how the
minute. We
gate
both
zip
better
goes
get
for
a good
PeeBee.
vantage point.
Nice.
I'll take the
Nice
balcony
and clean and
to move
fast.
across the yard.
PeeBee's going to have a 15-minute Diaz. Well, I guess sub 15, since he started a bit later than the timer, which is pretty good for Molly. No major mistakes have happened. Now he's on the way to the thief's house for the chase. One of the more difficult drives to do cleanly. So let's see how he fares. He's going to look behind himself to not spawn traffic, which is a big help. He's even going to do it on the bridge, which is really surprising. He's definitely going to do this close bail here, which is also a difficult part of the drive. Ideally, you want to be going up the stairs and not going opposite. Okay, so Pine does have a shotgun, so he might be able to do the fast strat, though hopefully he does have the timing down. Okay, he doesn't. So he doesn't have much of a choice but to, I guess, kill the car manually. He's going to commit to the shotgun, but he's able to get the replay off, so that's fine. They probably should have just killed the two Haitians to begin with, and not just a car. But he probably expected to kill the previous car right away and not have to worry about it. So definitely threw him off. Okay, PeeBee's on his way to the Front Island Mansions, and he's going to lift some cars in the way. Meanwhile, Pine is going to go for the gate zip. Okay, and he gets it. A little slower, since the phone call came in right away, which meant that the phone call was waiting for him, and he wasn't waiting for the phone call.
Will you not come see me? I need a guy like you. All I have now is dickheads. Dickheads everywhere, yo. I make you
Right, he was going to go into the void. And let's see if he goes for the close bail on this island. He doesn't. It's like a really wide turn into the building here with the BCN helicopter. So a lot of people are not very confident with that strat, because sometimes it does have the chance of crashing the game. Which, since this is an already restart, this match has already been restarted once. Don't want that to happen again, because if you do crash, it probably will be an L automatically. Pine struggling a bit with the traffic and with the lampposts, which is one of the reasons why this drive can be really tricky, because the Infernus is really wide and, you know, streets are really, really tight. There's not much you can do about the traffic. Alright, PeeBee having a pretty clean landing. Not an easy landing at all.
You better keep on running, asshole! What are you doing?
Okay, Pine should be able to nail this trick. Does have a want level, so this might make this a little sketch. So, oh, he does get insta-busted. I don't think there was much you can do there. I think if he didn't commit to doing that trick, I think he would have been fine. Well, you just have to do like a little backup. But yeah, he does get punished, and he, yeah, is now quite a long ways behind PeeBee.
No, I can't either. Come on, baby, come on!
Okay, so he's gonna make the taxi back to Diaz's mansion, so it is pretty quick of a drive back, but he's gonna have to do his entire driving section over. So there isn't much lost here, but very unfortunate. Something that you obviously don't want to happen, especially if you're already behind from the whole Jerry Fury shenanigans from before. Yeah, definitely could have used his close replay as well, but I think he just really wanted to get the iguana trick. He knew that playing another close replay would probably throw him off his game a bit. But I think he reacted a little too late to the cop in where he was. Oof. Hopefully Pine can catch the thief before he drives off. Otherwise he might have to chase him on a Faggio. Oh, and he does. And it's a pop tire. So things are not going well for Pine at all. Thankfully he doesn't have anyone shooting at him while he is chasing this BF injection. As opposed to the intentional way, where you do have to dodge bullets and bob and weave and all that. And the thief does take the longer route here, so it's not the route that we usually take that's like straight to the mansions, but it's just going all around the mall. So Pine is just gonna bleed a bunch of time as a result. Okay, PeeBee doesn't take damage going into the fastest boat. He did take a bit of damage from his own nade on Guardian Angels earlier, but I think, like I said before, still healthy enough to see what Pine's up to. I don't think he's going to get the BF injection from this mission, since I'm incorrect. He does actually get it, okay. It's been quite a while since I've let the other guys complete the mission. So I do think he still has the heavy property, so I think he was checking for that. So you still is going to be able to go through the water here. And for the keen eye, PeeBee does not need a sniper rifle as opposed to the Japanese version. He's going to get the sniper rifle in the form of a rampage much later on. So he does take a different route going into the marker here as a result. So Pine's going to take an interesting route here. I'm not sure if he wanted to get something or not. Maybe he changed his mind. But it does make the lineup for this landing a bit difficult for him. So we're going to have to see how that goes for him. PeeBee is going to start the autoscaler section of supply and demand. He does have the third person view, so he's going to be able to shoot a little faster than usual. Which doesn't make a difference, but it is a little fun to do.
I ain't got no suntan.
Just instantly blow up
We ain't got my
boats.
money either, so I'm one of them myself. What are you doing? So tell me, what are you doing?
I'm looking for the money, Sonny. Don't
Looks
worry.
like Pine's gonna get
I am
some
worrying,
rain
Tommy. That's my
here,
style, because I seem to have this problem in my
which is
life
not something that you
with
usually see, because you're
unreliable
just
people.
chaining
Don't
missions all the
be
time.
an unreliable person, Tommy, please. Do us both a favor.
But it's given that Phantom Pen is a long mission. I'm not sure if it's weather locked either. It doesn't seem to be weather locked. So I don't think he's going to feel any like rain physics or like any negative
One
effects
thing puzzling me.
as a
What's
result
with
of the rain.
Quentin? I don't know. I always kind of liked it. Quentin
Ooh, PeeBee with that early
Vance.
kill on that boat.
Your name's Lance
It's
Vance?
definitely gonna throw Lance
Hey,
off
I
his
got enough
route,
of
so he
that
might
in
have to.
school. Lance
He's gonna
Vance,
crash a little bit
poor
on the
bastard.
side.
Where in the hell are we headed anyway? Prawn Island. You ever fire one of those from a whirly? No, I'll get a bit of practice on the way, though. Okay, we're almost there. We'll make a couple of passes. I'll take out as many guns as you can. Then I'll set you down, and you're on your way.
Okay, so PeeBee does not go for the blind route. He's gonna see himself into this helicopter here that's slightly off camera. He is in the helicopter, in fact. So that's more or less all that needs to happen. You just need to be fast enough to skip the phone call, or skip the phone call even coming in, rather.
We're taking hits here, man!
In which PeeBee is able to do.
This thing ain't cheap to fix! Take them out!
PeeBee is going to make his way to the tank. He's not going to make a Cherry Puppets replay because that comes in a bit later.
You're on your own from here! Good luck,
Pine will
bro.
go for the Lance kill. Hopefully he doesn't soft lock. He doesn't. He's not having the best luck with lots of tricks that can possibly crash your game or soft lock you.
Don't tell anyone about this.
Ooh, Pine's gonna have a bit of a tortoise.png here. Have his card stuck right in between there. Push the car out. And he flips. He's not able to flip it back in time, though he's going to use the close replay, which is pretty good. That is pretty smart. Because you definitely would not get another Infernus or another fast car on the road. So it's a good thing that he was really quick on his feet with that decision. Yeah, what I was going to say before was that PeeBee is going for a different route here. Instead of making the Cherry Poppers replay before Serious Sir, he's going to make the Printworks replay after Serious Sir. So Pine's helicopter is still there, which means that he did not mess up any sort of order in which he entered vehicles or anything, I thought. Hopefully it still remains there. Because there have been some people who have been unlucky enough to have their helicopter despawned. And apparently there is a way to prevent it from despawning, but I'm not entirely sure. It's just from one person.
I already have some stuff on the side.
PeeBee is going to make his way to rescue Lance from the junkyard. Pine, oh, I would have say 3 minutes behind, which is a rough estimate.
The more we learn now, the less we have to learn when we take this town over.
Doesn't mean that it's completely over. There are some things in this run that could cost you a lot of time. For instance, if you make a replay, do the 5, hit the courier dupes, and then you make a save replay, and then you decide to fail the mission for hit the courier, you might have to reload and wait another 2 minutes or so, which will cost well over 3 minutes.
Watch yourself. They're coming from all over.
But I'm sure there's going to be some safety meta that's going to be implemented by most runners so that they don't have to make another replay, or they don't put themselves in a position to even fail the mission. Because that can be very devastating if you just have to do that duping segment over. Pine having second guesses about changing his language to Italian, which is something that I think Marushko does. Everything is going pretty smoothly for PeeBee so far. Not a lot of mistakes has happened. Yeah, he's just chilling with the lead.
Good shooting, my friend. You're a real proper
Oh,
grade.
Pine's gonna fail the blind here.
Well, thank you.
He's gonna fail twice in a row, so he's not gonna be able to get into the helicopter. And he's gonna have some involuntary movements. So he's definitely just gonna have to skip the phone call, which kind of negates the time save with this route. But I'm not sure if it's only because of skipping the phone call, because you do park the helicopter in a better, more convenient location of this mission, but I'm not entirely too sure. What I am sure of is that PeeBee is going to make his way to Diaz. He's going to chainsaw him to death. He's able to make the clip, get the chainsaw in, get the extra replay, so he's going to continue flying forwards in terms of the speed from the pill slide. Pine's speed's a bit laggy on my end. Not sure what's going on there. I think he He should be alright.
Convoy, halt! What's up with the gunner? Don't know, sir. We're taking enemy
Okay.
fire.
PeeBee paused there for a second there, and I had to check a few things to see if everything was going smoothly. Okay. Truman's not dead quite yet. Everything should be back to normal.
What's the matter with you, man?
Okay. PeeBee is going to start shakedown with the nades. I think he did miss the bottom window there with the gash. He's going to correct himself there. Very hard trick to do really fast in first try.
Oh, nice to hear from you, lad.
That's a very...
Man, be cool, be
It's
cool.
quite the glitch car
In the
there,
middle
because
of
it's
something. What do you
blocking
want?
the property icon.
Just to say, you know, look,
It's better enough to push that later.
this thing, you and me, no problem. You know what I mean?
We're going to have to do it, because otherwise we're going to be dead, Lance. We're in too far now. But thanks for the call. Speak to you later.
Okay, Pine's going to do his best to glitch cars, and PeeBee's going to try his best to fly warp here. So the route here in interior mode is a little different here. So instead of just going straight to the mansion, he has to make a Cherry Poppers replay, which he will buy right after Bar Brawl. So there's a lot more they have to memorize in terms of not hitting anything. Okay, PeeBee is going to hold his call here, since in the next 20 seconds, he's probably just have to wait around for the phone call. So thankfully he holds it, so he's able to answer it right away. Doesn't have to wait for the next cycle to come. Pine with an interesting parking job here. It's going to take quite a bit for him to get out of the spot. He might have to push it completely into the street, which also has that lamppost there. So hopefully he gets in the right spot, and he does. Now he's able to make the landing, or he's able to make the takeoff. Able to continue as usual. Okay, so Pine is not going to go for the old death row. So he decided not to shoot the last guy
There goes my careful planning
because
bonus
he's in
shit.
direct
Thanks
line of
to
sight
you.
of Lance,
You screwed up real
and
good,
with
Lance.
that purple
You
gun
killed
that
my
he just
brother.
had,
What
he
do you
can
expect me to
one-shot
do, mow
Lance
his
if he
lawn? Gonna
somehow
have to take out
either
that prick
shoots
Diaz before
one
he
bullet
takes
too
us
many,
out. You okay to use a
or
gun? Sure.
if he just
I
completely
guess.
misses the last
Nice
guy
to see
and
you
shoots Lance
too. Let's
instead.
get out of here.
So, pretty smart play by Pine. Okay, a little bit of frames drop on Pine's end. PeeBee is going to warp to Cherry Poppers, which is a little different than the Japanese version, since you do that way earlier. Though because Pine, or rather PeeBee, had to pick up the bike and then he played a replay, the bike is a little funky. Leaning forward is very sensitive, so he does have a little trouble navigating to the mansion there.
Get patched up, and maybe on the bridge is
Or rather, he did
Okay,
have a
I
little
got
trouble.
you.
ooh, just shy of the marker. So the goal is to make it to the marker so that the fade in between missions is a bit shorter. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but what will oftentimes happen is that it will just be short of the marker, either because the movement wasn't that great, or whatever unfortunate circumstances. But PeeBee is going to start Copland, one of the more unforgiving missions, but I think he's having a decent drive here. So he's going to use the replays to despawn the blockades.
Look, the French are giving me all kinds of trouble, amigo.
And he should be okay in the garage here. Very easy to mess up. Okay, should be okay. He's going to use nades to skip the Lance line here. Meanwhile, Pine is going to start rub out, and he is going to do the pill slide. And he cancelled it by mistake.
Don't worry, Tommy. I'll cover you.
So Pine does not have a chainsaw because he got busted after Treacherous Swine, which is the mission where you get the chainsaw. So yeah, he had to navigate through that somehow. Okay, PeeBee shouldn't have to worry about this cop, but I think he's gonna do a drive-by just in case. Okay, yeah, nothing to worry about then. Both Pine and PeeBee are going somewhere in a VCN helicopter. Pine is going to the mall, and PeeBee is going to the mansion to finish up Copland. And PeeBee is going to have around a sub 40 Copland Blues text. I think either 40 exactly, considering the gap in
Versetti, remember the name.
and when the timer started and when he started the game.
My store! My wonderful store!
Alright, so PeeBee's going to do something a little different here. He is going to land just shy of the, or just across the street of the bank. And he's going to take this phone call, and then he's going to have about 20 seconds or so left in the run. And he's going to take the opportunity to do a little trick so that the phone call comes in right as he is buying Hoffman cab.
I run this town now. Me.
Nope, Pine's not able to get onto the driver's side of Infernus. Okay, he's probably gonna take the time to... He's looking at the taxi because he knows... He looks at, well, the cabbie, to be exact. Because he knows he has to get rid of it because it's going to be in the way. Okay, so right now he has a phone call. So as soon as he enters VIP, and a little after that, he's gonna let go of his phone call. Hopefully, I've seen some people not let go of the phone call and answer the phone call as soon as they get out. And this will allow him to enter, hit the or spill the beans. And this will lead to a greater insta-pass with cherry poppers. So while you can't dupe cherry poppers the way that you can in Japanese version, especially 5 times, and for it to be fast, you can still insta-pass it at least once, and that will be the extra asset that will be needed for Captain Collector, as opposed to using Boatyard, which was what everyone did previously, especially when this was the main route 8 years ago. Except back then, there was no Boatyard Instapass. Okay, so we should be able to Instapass distribution. And there is a cutscene going on telling you that you've passed distribution and, you know, to collect revenue and all of that. But while you're in a state, you can't, like, pick up the next mission, so you kind of have to wait for it to be over. So now the cutscene's over. So I'm drive on top of this property icon to block the phone call coming in. Yeah. So he collects the rampage here because eventually this rampage is going to run out and he's going to be on mission 0. He's going to be able to warp to Printworks. Save warp to Printworks. Which is a recent development for this route, especially for the Cherry Poppers as the pass route.
Howdy, son.
It seems that Pine is forgetting what mission he is on.
Hey, Avery, what's eating you?
There's a lot of
He was parking for
opportunity in this
Barbara,
town
but
if
then
you
realized
own the
that
right real estate.
he
You catch my
has
drift?
Copland next.
I reckon so.
All I'm saying is keep your eyes open, and you might find the perfect business opportunity. I'll catch you later.
Later, Avery.
Which is pretty understandable since
Okay,
you are
Lance,
coming from a
let's get the
completely
cops'
different
attention.
direction
Now that got them
as
really
opposed to
irritated.
Japanese version. So it's very easy to forget that you still need to be going inside the legend. So PeeBee is probably going to pick up armor here, since taking a lot of damage here is really unpredictable. And speaking of unpredictable, Pine is going to go into the water and fail Copland. He wasn't able to squeeze in between the roadblocks and just got caught right in between it and just fell right into the water. Pretty unfortunate for Pine. His chances of catching up to PeeBee are seeming pretty bleak now.
Give me a break.
Okay, Lance, let's get the cops' attention.
You better tell him, Mario.
Alright, so PeeBee is gonna wait 2.5 minutes or so. Maybe not exactly 2.5 minutes in a tournament match. But he does have to wait, so nothing's gonna be going on for him for a little while. So we can focus all our attention to Pine's feed. As he's completing Copland pretty casually. He doesn't have wanted level. So he might have to rob a jewel store. I think he's looking for a weapon of some sort. Though I think he can punch the clerk and he'll be fine. But I think he is just thinking about it long term. And he just needs a weapon. Lance is bugging out here. Okay. Lance eventually gets into the car. Okay, so he's gonna... All he has to do is just shoot here. He doesn't have to rob the store.
Now that
He
got
doesn't
them
really
really irritated.
know that quite yet. So 2 stars should be enough for him to get 2 fixed cops to run to the garage. Like so.
Tie him up and gag him.
Ooh, fits perfectly.
And even though
Turn around
Pine
the
is having a
crotch, though.
rough
Mine
match
too,
here,
mine too.
he definitely has another chance. He has two more chances actually, thanks to the best of three format that we have for the main rounds. So he is not completely done for. If this was the last tournament, then he probably would be done for, but fortunately, things have changed. So I don't think he has to kill these guys, but I could be wrong. Yeah, he didn't have to kill the guys, because otherwise he would have been shot at already.
Okay, timers are set. 5 seconds.
So Pine is going, or rather PeeBee is going to start duping, and he's going to do this 5 times. So this is a bit different from driving back and forth from Hit to Courier to Cherry Poppers, and then working back, and then back to Cherry Poppers, and then again. It does seem faster, but you did have to wait 2.5 minutes in order to actually do this. So he is done. Does miss the phone call glitch, but doesn't really matter. So he did save a save replay, so that means that he does have to make sure he doesn't fail Hit the Courier, because otherwise that means that he has to wait another 2.5 minutes to do the rampage canceling, or to be able to do rampage canceling. Okay, pretty clean dupes from PeeBee. I think he was 5 for 5. I don't think he missed a single dupe. Hit the Courier times 5 is definitely something that many people struggled with before, because not a lot of people have ever man duped before, and especially having to do it 5 times in a row, it can be a little tricky to some people who are not used to it. But duping has largely been solved with jumping in midair and then activating a rampage, and then well, actually you cancel the ongoing rampage and then you activate it again. So it resets some cycles, makes it a bit easier, hard to fail. Another thing that people have been struggling with has been this mission, because it is really unstable when you dupe it 5 times, and it makes it so that almost no matter what, if you get unlucky with the helicopters that are kind of in a cluster there, and the positioning of this red helicopter here, then you can just instantly fail the mission if you shoot the courier out of the helicopter.
I've been busy trying to sort things out. You didn't give me a lot of support down here, Sonny.
So a lot of runners are gonna just wait for the helicopter to drop down, wait for it to get out, and then shoot her, as opposed to shooting the helicopter, as you normally would do on the Japanese version. Right, so you have to time this a bit. So you go into the marker at a specific time in a phone call. So the phone call ends right before the cutscene ends, because if not, then you just kind of soft lock the call and you have to take it all over. And now that PeeBee has had the sniper rifle rampage, the sniper rifle they usually collect during the DS segment in that maze, he gets to keep that weapon, and he's going to use that weapon for Captain Collector. So this is where the big time save over Boatyard Instapass comes in, because Captain Collector is a bit all over the place if you just do Boatyard, because Boatyard is way, way, way down, or I guess up. You have to go all the way south to the docks in order to, well, cap the collectors. But here, you can do just the normal CTC snipe, and I think PeeBee moved this mouse a little bit doing that snipe. He's gonna correct a bit. Does have a lot more ammo to work with. Now we don't have an M4 here, so just gonna have to crash into the collectors as they come and run them over.
What should I do about her?
Okay, and PeeBee is done with Captain Collector. He's gonna make his way to Keep Your Friends Close.
Forget about it.
Might have a little bit of trouble activating distribution.
Forget about it, Mario.
So for this tournament, the person who finishes is going to be the one. The person who finishes basically ends the race. So we're not going to be waiting for two people to finish the race unless it's like really close. But the runner-up's time won't be on the bracket. So all that matters is the person who finishes. So once PeeBee finishes up here, then we're going to stop. And we're going to continue to the second match, or the second race of this match. PeeBee is going to use the limo here to help with his positioning for the Pega KOFC strat. Though I personally don't really think it is that useful. It seems that PeeBee is very ride or die for the limo strat.
This is your
So even if PeeBee were to die on Keep Your Friends Close here, I don't think it'll be enough for Pine to swoop in. So PeeBee can really take this however he likes. It is very easy to die doing Papaya KOFC, so it is it's best to, if you're gonna fail it, just to fail it pretty fast and just run away as far as possible to avoid dying. 'Cause it's a lot better to mess it up than to die. Okay, so time should be coming up for a PeeBee, and he does get the strat off. So that is going to be game for PeeBee. And yeah. Alright, so PeeBee has finished with on my screen at 56:19. So we're going to stop the race right here to go on to the next one. So GG's to PeeBee. And he's gone 56:14 according to his splits. All right. I'm going to assume that there are no thoughts about the last race or anything like that. Seems that PeeBee is going to be back in about 5 minutes, so we do have time to do some post-race commentary. If Pine is willing for it, or is up for it. So what happened? Actually, hang on. I am not... No, your mic is fine. I'm just not capturing Discord for some reason. Let me fix that. Okay, you say something?
Hello?
Okay. You should be good now.
Alright, so first time I assumed I went too late with the way I duped. So second try I tried going a bit later, and that was just too late. So I'm a bit confused what happened the first time.
Hmm. I mean, you did go in at 4 instead of like 3.
Yeah.
That was like very apparent. Also, did you know about the cop car that, or not the cop car, but the cop that was nearby during the chase? Or
Yeah, I
did you
was trying
realize it
to
too late?
Yeah, I was kinda like just not paying attention in that area. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough outing, especially during Copland when like it was just very, very tight opening and you just bumped and fell right into the water. But thankfully it's best of 3 and not just like best of 1 like last time. So you do have a chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that the first thing was just a freak incident, and the 3 seconds will work next time.
Yeah. I mean, you do 5 seconds or 7 seconds. Like those are options. Probably safer options too.
Yeah, I always went with 3 seconds, so I don't know.
Yeah, everyone does. But how are you feeling about the next race? How are you gonna attack the next race?
Um, Hopefully dupe properly this time. Um, and not die or get busted. That's all I can really say.
Do you have any strategies for pick banning?
Um,
Or do you
so
have like
Molly's
a
just out of the question right now.
yeah,
Like we have to pick something else.
yeah,
I don't really like multilingual, so I guess it's either one frame or cop car.
yeah. Yeah, it
I'm
would
assuming PP
definitely be
feels the
worse.
same,
Yeah, I think a
because
lot of people feel the same. I think people are gonna go for that route.
you have to man dupe with that route.
Yeah, yeah. It's just route management. It only really matters in like best of 5. Best of 3 probably be like the same 3 routes like on shuffle probably. On Spotify shuffle even. So yeah. Once PB is back, we're gonna come back to the game layout.
Oh, the night is my world. City light.
Okay, we're back. Very, very short intermission there. Since both runners seem to be ready, hopefully you guys have your games restarted and it's not in another game. Yeah, I'm gonna let PeeBee do that. Okay, so I'm gonna count you guys in once again. Actually, we have to so quick and so speedy. We have to do the pick bands. So Molly is out of the question, and since Pine did not win the last race, he's going to be picking first for
I'm gonna
the
say
route to
cop
ban.
car.
Okay, so Admiral Cop Car is going to be banned. So PeeBee is pretty much going to be picking the route, but he's going to be picking a route to ban. So whichever one that PeeBee picks out of multilingual and one frame. Okay, so he picks one frame. I don't think he can pick one frame since he already picked one frame the last time. So I'm guessing the multilingual will be banned. So this will be the one frame route. So this will be, it's going to be very interesting. So hopefully you guys are pretty good with one frame. I'm sure you guys are. Just have to double check. Okay, now that we have a route selected, we will be counting down to the next race. Okay, assume both of you guys are ready. And we start counting from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hang on, let me get the dashboard up. Okay, I'm gonna just start over. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, good luck, have fun, all that jazz.
I poked my head out of the gutter for 1 freaking second and fate shovels shit.
Okay,
in my
we're
face.
back.
Go get some
I
sleep.
almost speed around like past
What are you
the
gonna do?
pick band
I'll
system
drop by your
because
office
it's
tomorrow and
very
start sorting this mess
it's
out.
a very new thing. I'm used to just go. Alright, so we're back. This is going to be one frame, which is arguably the most difficult route in the route pool. And it involves both runners getting out of a cop car at a very specific time so that a phone call comes in while everything is still on mission 0. And of course, judging by the name of the route, you do have one frame to do this. So this is match point for PeeBee, technically. And even though there's usually a coin toss that takes place with match point, I've decided that if 2 matches have been played, then we'll do the coin toss, because otherwise we'll be doing coin toss every single time someone gets 1 point. So yeah, for the coin toss, one person is going to pick heads or tails, and whoever wins that one, they outright pick the route. There's no banning or anything like that. They just pick the route that they want to pick. So it's completely random, which is pretty fitting for a tiebreaker.
Nice bike.
So, difference I might see right away is that both players are not on a rampage this time. They're going to continue the party Back Alley Brawl just as normal. They just have to get a cop car after Back Alley Brawl in order to perform the trick. Or they can Death Warp on Back Alley Brawl, use the ambulance. But I think a lot of people are a lot more used to the cop car. And there are some differences in doing the one frame trick with a cop car compared to the ambulance. So
having a rich and powerful father. Vamos.
So pretty shaky movement from PeeBee so far. I'm not sure if he's feeling the nerves that comes with one frame. The last time that we saw PeeBee do one frame, it was during the match with Marishko, and that ultimately cost him the match because I believe he missed it about 3 times. Definitely not something you want to see. So PeeBee did not want to do one frame as he tried to ban one frame twice. don't think anyone wants to go for one frame, but this is one of the rare instances where, well, it's only happened once, but what I suspect to be one of the more rare instances of one frame being done so early on in a match set. So one of the good things about doing one frame is that you don't have to choose between a shotgun and an Uzi, because you're going to have a shotgun anyway, given a cop car. Wow, that chef went flying. I think he's on the roof. That might be trouble for Pine. PeeBee not having the best... I'm not sure if he knows that it's on the roof. He should know from the triangle. I'm not sure what he's going to do now. I guess he's going to death warp. Yeah. It was either that or he took the PCJ and just like ramped off and like got it on the roof, but this is something that's never happened to anyone really. I don't think in a race either. This is it's a world premiere. Yeah. He's just he's desperately trying to find someone to run over, and he's not doing a good job at that. But yep. So he's shooting to restart the mission, which again will send him very, very far behind PeeBee. Pine's just getting really unlucky during this match set, which is very unfortunate. Okay, he doesn't have a PCJ here, but he's going to take the Faggio and hopefully transfer to a PCJ and then try again. Very unfortunate. If you just go like top speed with the chef, you can just fly up to the roof and you can't really do much about that. So PeeBee was running over pedestrians while that was happening. This is to... Oh, Pine's gonna take a bit of a bump. Wow, the double takedown by PeeBee. That's something I've never seen before either. Lots of firsts for this race here. But yeah, he's gonna take this close replay to give his 1 to level because he needs a phone call to come in. And as you know, you can't get phone calls with a 1 to level. Okay, so Pine has a more accessible spot for the phone this time.
This way.
PeeBee is going to attempt 1 frame. Hopefully he did get it. It was kind of hard to see. Okay, he did get it. So first try 1 frame for PeeBee, which must be like pretty great since if I was PeeBee, I would never, I just wouldn't want to do 1 frame at all.
Local gun shops, a couple of blocks
Just
away.
bad juju. So Pine's gonna continue as normal. He's going to start mowing down some peds for 1 to level, just like PeeBee did, cabbing away. But yeah, pretty pedestrian start for PeeBee. Regardless, I think he was a little shaky with some drives in the very beginning, but I think just getting 1 frame first try is just a huge help.
I'll be watching you.
So the lead isn't that great, so it's not fair to count Pine out just yet. Hopefully his bad luck ends here, and he's able to have a pretty smooth run throughout. But of course, he has to get the big boy trick, which he does. So, not a problem for any of these runners to get 1 frame, which pretty expected. I say that both these runners are pretty good with 1 frame in their attempts. I think everyone in the tournament is pretty good with 1 frame. They just would rather not have a match be decided with 1 frame, but well, that's just too damn bad. Anyway, Pine is going to have a correct Jury Fury dupe, which is not something I have seen yet this match.
Moron.
and he's able to get on Fagio in time. So everything is still going good for Pine. He just has to make up the difference somehow with the phone call on the roof shenanigans.
I know where you live.
Got the rare blinking text. Okay, everything's all good for Pine. He's able to do those 2 missions correctly this time around. Which honestly puts him in a decent spot, all considering. PeeBee having a little bit of issues with the killing of Gonzalez and getting back on the bike. Again, this segment with the PCJ, very difficult segment, because you have to go fast, and to go fast, that means to not fall off your bike. So, a very mechanically demanding segment here. Ooh! A nasty bump from PeeBee. An unlucky pedestrian little hit there. Thankfully, he didn't get into water. Neither did his bike. But it is a bit of an annoying time loss to have, even if you are ahead. Definitely something you have to look out for when you are dropping down from the grass patch from above. Okay, PeeBee's gonna leave the current at the mall. And seems to be okay. No pop tires, no funny business. Pine should be able to get a clean Gonzalez kill, in which he does. Very fast crouch cancel. Probably the fastest Gonzalez kill I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, that was really quick. Ooh. I think he wanted to do a little bit of a micro turn with avoiding that Oceanic, but he wasn't able to. Or was it a Quante? I'm not sure. It's really hard to differentiate between those 2 cars, but I'm pretty sure it was the Oceanic. Either way, it's going to put him a bit further behind PeeBee now. PeeBee's going to make his way to the Guardian Angels meetup. Pine's going to make his way to Cortez. He's going to make his way to Cortez to pick up Mall Shootout. So, a bit of a mission difference here. About a minute or so behind PeeBee. Considering that PeeBee does 1 frame normally, he is technically on PeeBee paced. Pace, not paced. Always having the T there. So PeeBee is on PeeBee pace. Hopefully he's able to keep up the pace. Okay, Pine parking his bike a little close. He just pushed the bike out of the way just to be sure that it doesn't despawn as soon as he gets out.
Hogging all the action, I see.
So PeeBee is going to see when this car spawns because he wants to instantly blow up this van here so he can better time the upcoming car so he can catch it right here. Oop. Bit of a pause break from PeeBee. Okay, so he does get the trick eventually with 3 shots. He doesn't get the doesn't get the guy in the cutscene, but he's able to get it before he goes too far.
Until more gainful opportunities arise. They'll be here any minute. We both better get a good vantage point.
Okay, I'll take the balcony, you get the roof across the yard.
Okay, both runners are on the same mission, but PeeBee is going to be ending Guardian Angels while Pine is going to be starting at the meetup, which is a pretty lengthy mission here. Not much you can do. PeeBee is going to go for the gate zip here, which he does pretty quickly, pretty identical to the last race.
Shit! Diaz's men are getting cut down! Don't worry, I
So,
got you
I'm not
covered.
sure if Pine had a
Ricardo
cockpit
Diaz?
entrance during that, but either way, he's going to go for the quick kill, or the quickest kill possible, for the last set of cars. Or for the last set of Haitians, I should say, since they're just in one car. PeeBee going a little Tokyo Drift here. He's gonna have to correct his driving here because he's going too far left. But he does realize it in time. He's able to make the correction. But not a bad drive from PeeBee. No spin outs or anything. Just heading the wrong direction at one point.
It's all down to you. What is your name? Tommy. I see you soon, amigo, I think.
Okay, Pine is able to get the kill off, no problem. He's able to drive the Sanchez out of the cutscene range, no problem. A little bit of a traffic jam going on at that intersection. Hopefully he's able to not have the phone call wait for him when he does his gate zip. Okay, so he does fall, he does have the phone call come in right away, which is not a good sign. PeeBee is able to get the chase strat pretty cleanly. Pretty routine for him.
All I have now is dickheads. Dickheads everywhere, yo.
When glitching as many cars as possible.
Come on, baby, come on!
Alright, so PeeBee is still gonna opt for not doing the closed bail over here. I mean, he does have a sizable lead. He does want to throw that away for a few second time save. Pine with a pretty flawless closed bail on that marker there. He's able to run up the stairs and hit the marker immediately. PeeBee is going to make his way to the back of the mansion to do hopefully a clean landing.
Keep on running, asshole!
PeeBee is going to get, or Pine is going to do the chase strat. This time he doesn't have a 1 level, so he doesn't have to worry about getting busted. And pretty routine iguana strat here. Okay, PeeBee does hit one of the pillars, which does set his helicopter a bit back, but I think he will be able to navigate to the helicopter without much issue. though preferably you'd want it to be a lot more in front. So much so that during the supply and demand cutscene, you should be able to see your own helicopter, and you should be able to see yourself into a helicopter. But it's kind of the take we can get. PeeBee's gonna get rid of his shotgun ammo because you can't run with a shotgun, and it's nudged right between the, the nades and the submachine gun, which are weapons that you switch to often, so very important that you get rid of it. Well, it's not very important, but it's very comfy to get rid of, since you have to deal with that. Pine is going to go for the closed bail. Go for the BCN heli, which is something that's different from PeeBee. I guess he's one of those few people who don't believe in the crash. I think he was one of the people who reported a crash during the qualifying week, so it's very surprising for him to do it now. Yeah, Pine's gonna make his way to the back of Diaz's mansion. PeeBee is gonna go with Phnom Penh, and he's gonna go to the infamous, we call it a backyard, we don't know what it is exactly, but this is one of the more skill-demanding sections of the game, because it's a lot of tracking, there's a lot of people you have to kill, and if you're fast enough, then Lance is able to seamlessly just transition from one place to another without swaying back. Also known as the sway skip. Alright, Pine spending a lot of closed replays, so he doesn't have to play another closed replay during this dialogue.
I don't know. I always kind of liked it. Quentin Van.
Okay, PeeBee, I think he got the Lance kill. Yep,
Hey, I got
he
enough
did.
of that at school. Lance Vance, you poor bastard.
So as a reminder,
When the hell are we headed anyway? Prawn
soft
Island.
locks and hard locks usually are subjected to review, and they can be given a rematch, but if it is a Lance kill, then they won't be granted a rematch, because that's kind of like a, it's kind of something that you can control, and if you don't know how to do it, you probably shouldn't do it.
Then I'll set you down, and you're on your way.
So the Lance kill at the end of Phnom Penh is very important to either get or to just avoid at all costs. It is very difficult to get out of the helicopter if you end up soft locking, and it's pretty much just game over at that point. There is a way. I've seen it happen before when someone got out of it, but I think they did like minutes later, or like 10-20 minutes later.
We're taking hits here, man.
So Pine is about a minute and a half, 2 minutes behind,
This thing ain't cheap to fix.
which is still a competitive difference. I still think he can catch up. It is Vice City, and anything can go wrong. Anything can happen. So there is still some life
You're on your own from here. Good luck, brother.
for Pine. Gets a bit of a slow Lance kill. I'm not sure what he did to even get that, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't what he was supposed to do. Okay, Pine has 53 health, which should be enough. Okay, now he has 48, considering the 5 HP drop. So that should be enough for fastest boat. Obviously, you want to have as high health as possible, because you do get shot a lot. But in the case of these players, I think they are more than capable of just going through Phnom Penh in the fastest boat without taking too much damage. Because if you're not mechanically inclined, and you have bad movement, and you open yourself up to getting shot a lot more. So that's something that you don't want happening. Yeah, Pine is good. Doesn't take any damage. PeeBee is going to start the autoscorer section. Gets the replay off. Is able to do the fast shooting third person part of it, which is always fun. Alright, so Pine's helicopter is still there, which is something that we do have to mention because it does happen. These helicopters just despawn for no apparent reason, and it can really kill like people's chances of ever getting ahead again.
Don't tell anyone about this.
Tommy, it's me, Colonel Cortez. Look, senor, I believe you are a man who can get things done. So please help me. You can find me at the boat, huh?
Don't stick your nose in.
Okay, Pine's able to get to 2 replays. He does run into the marker instead of jumping, which, according to fellow runner stereotypical, is a lot better for getting the replays, and it's not more consistent. Not many people entertain the idea enough for it to be correct, but I believe him, and so does Pine. So he's able to gain control of the boat, and is able to effortlessly just set up for the ammo swap. We have a bunch of grenades.
Watch yourself. They're coming from
Alright, so PeeBee can't really see his helicopter, but I think he's going to be able to get back in. I think that, yep, the helicopter is going. So PeeBee is fine. He's able to start Sirius Air without the phone call coming in.
There are gunmen on that jetty! Eat it! Eat it!
Come to advance 19 southwest 5 point.
Eat it! Eat it! Sleep with the fish!
So this is a pretty tough spot for Pine to be in, because PeeBee arguably has put a lot of hours into this specific category, and I don't think there's much room for him to really slip up. I'd say PeeBee is one of the more consistent players for this category in particular. So Pine is going to have to make some moves here in order to make up the difference. Pine overall the faster player with a 49.17 for the Japanese version.
Good shooting, my friend. You're a real
So he does have a
proper
chance
grade A
to
lunatic.
catch up mechanically.
Well, thank you. See you around, Tommy.
And PeeBee is going to have a little bit of trouble with the tank. Tank being one of the fastest vehicle on land, but also the slowest if you are stopped by anything. Quite the aggressive landing by Pine. Not able to skip the phone call here, unfortunately, but is not that big of a deal. He was going to get some cars to glitch. Okay, Pine gets the Greenwood. Pine was not a part of the last tournament with the Japanese version. He was planned to join, but was unable to at the last moment. So this is his first tournament appearance. So that 10 times fast. Tournament appearance. Oh, Pine's game feed is freezing a bit. Hopefully it stops soon. So I can confirm it's not a game crash, but he's dropping a little bit of frames on my end, which should correct itself soon enough. Oh, that's not a good spot to be. Oh, and he gets he gets busted. No way. A series of unfortunate events coming from the drop frames and just straight up getting busted. I'm not sure. That might like put prime chances of catching up dead in the water. We were not able to see what caused the spin out, but you know, it's not something that is very surprising with the tank, because pretty big vehicle, and if you hit something, you're just gonna be spinning, or you'd be lucky to be even moving after a tank has hit something. So Pine's gonna be thinking on his feet here, so he's gonna need a weapon. He could wait for the tank to stop at the donut shop, but that's a bit slow. So he's still gonna opt for killing the gunner at the tank. Okay, PeeBee is looking pretty healthy coming out of the junkyard here. He did chainsaw 2 guys. One of the guys that would guard the entrance of the shed, and the other guy that was inside with Lance, which is a very unconventional way of doing death row. Not a lot of people do that normally. It kind of seems like more effort, but it does have PeeBee leaving with 67 points, so I can't say much about it. Alright, so round 2 for Pine here. This is a different spot than usual, so that first spot was a bit weird for him. Lots of cars coming in at once, slowing him down. Okay, he's gonna have a clean drive here. No worries about a cop or anything. This is pretty bad because he doesn't have well, it's not as bad, but he does not have nades. He doesn't have anything really. So he's gonna have to do a bit of a scavenger hunt for more weapons on his way to things. Meanwhile, PeeBee is going to fly over to the mansion and he's going to start rub out. So Pine will not have the opportunity to glitch cars because he only has a pistol, so he can't glitch the phone call. And he might have to glitch more cars at a later time, or maybe not at all. I'm still not sure if you need to glitch cars, because HTC ×5 already kills a lot of the traffic. But it's better to be safe than sorry. So PeeBee has the slide stored. He's gonna make his way to kill Diaz. Pine with a really clean clip. He didn't even kill that last guy, but it didn't even matter because he was just too quick. Now he's gonna finish with a 31-41 Diaz kill on my screen at least, which is pretty good for PeeBee. So things are still looking up for PeeBee in terms of being on PeeBee pace. I'm not sure how much time he has to, or what his best possible time is right now, but it's probably PeeBee pace. So PeeBee pace for PeeBee. So if I had to guess, Pine's going to be, I think it's going to be Malibu. I'm not sure what the detour was, but it was probably... Okay, he's going to glitch that car before answering the phone call, since again he can't glitch phone calls anymore. He does not have a weapon that he can aim with. Okay, PeeBee with some pretty nice windows here. Hopefully he's able to finish off with no windows missed. Okay, he's gonna finish up Shakedown and make his way to Printworks. Got a second try. So Pine's gonna make his way to Death Row. He's gonna make his way to the junkyard. He is landing as we speak. He doesn't have many weapons, so he might have to kill everyone with a pistol, which is pretty funny. But it must be it has to be like the best way to do this. And then he's gonna kill the last guy in similar fashion as last time in the last race.
You screwed up real good, Lance. He killed my brother.
So that went pretty well considering that he just has a pistol. But yeah, these guys aren't like armored beasts or anything, or juggernauts. You know, they die from like a few shots.
Let's get out of here.
So Pine just has to pump the brakes and slow down a bit. Alright, Pine's making his leave, while PeeBee is making his way to the bar on Bar Brawl. He's gonna be brawling at the bar. And a little bit of bar brawling. The Pine's not having the best time landing the helicopter there, but he didn't take any damage. He just wasn't parked in the right spot. Okay, so again, Pine doesn't really have many weapons, and Diaz is a bit tanky during rub out. I'm not sure if a submachine gun will suffice, so I'm curious to see what he's going to do in response to not having any weapons for Diaz. I think he can definitely kill Diaz with the ammo that he has. It's going to take a really long time, I guess. Yeah, he still doesn't have a M4 or anything to wish a phone call, so he's going to be sliding for a lot of these phone calls. There aren't many spots that he can go to pick up any weapons, not that I can think of right now. So he's going to be living the hard life for quite some time here. So thankfully this mission does give you an M4. Courtesy of the cutscene beforehand that we skipped. And this should be enough to... yeah. M4 is a pretty powerful weapon. Takes an entire magazine to actually get him. Alright, so PeeBee is going to start Copland. Hopefully not right off without Lance. It would get the kill off on that cop. That cop was pretty close to Tommy. A little too close to comfort for me, but he's able to get the kill off. Yeah, not a lot of roadblocks for PeeBee here. Be able to make it to the garage safely. And you should be able to get this line skip. Yep, he does. Very easy with our grenades. A lot harder with the chainsaw since you have to really time it. Pine, again, the very aggressive helicopter landings.
My livelihood destroyed. Versetti, remember the name.
So he's gonna go a bit old school with these windows here. I can't remember the last time these were done with with a submachine gun instead of a grenade. Or just multiple nades.
My store! My wonderful store!
He was gonna take Lance for a little joyride. Lance sometimes, like very rarely, Lance can get stuck in the cafe. And he won't be like, I don't know what happened to Lance. He might be teleported or whatever, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And Lance can just die because reasons. I've yet to see it so far, but it's a very, very rare occurrence.
I run this town now. Me.
Alright, PeeBee is gonna have about a 3910 copper and blue text, which is really good for him. He's been just on a roll with this run. Not much you can really say about it.
Tommy, son, have I got a surprise for you? I'm down at recording studios with some major artists. Why don't you pay us a visit? You know it makes sense, don't ya? See you later.
Get in the car, useless.
Okay, thankfully the helicopter stopped for PeeBee there. Otherwise he'd been spinning forever while it's on fire. So if you're just tuning in and or not in a Discord, the next match will be Redopter versus KZ Fru. That'll be happening on Monday, September 4th, and it's gonna be happening. Well, it's gonna be happening about 7 o'clock my time. So I'm guessing it will just be really, really late for everyone else. So be sure to be there for that if you can. I know a lot of people here are European, and it's gonna be really late for them, but be sure not to miss it. So Pine doesn't have, okay, Pine for some reason opted to go for the Uzi snipe, even though he does have an M4. Perhaps he was reserving that ammo. I'm not sure for what, or perhaps he just forgot. You know, he has to, he's hyper vigilant mode. He has to really like think about how he's going to approach some of these missions because he's been busted, doesn't have all the weapons, you know, has to do a little improv with the routes. It's very easy to forget.
Howdy, son. Just thought I'd ring you up and give you some advice.
Hey, Avery, what's eating you?
There's a lot of opportunity in this town if you own the right real estate. You catch my drift?
I reckon so.
All I'm saying is keep
Okay,
your
PeeBee's
eyes
gonna make his way
open,
back to
and you
Printworks
might find the
in
perfect
ways of
business
death warp
opportunity.
and then
I'll
taxi
catch you
warp.
later.
Later, Avery.
Meanwhile, Pine is going to start Copland.
Okay, Lance, let's get the cops' attention. Now that got them really irritated.
Which should be okay for him because he's going to start this with 5 stars now. Which he did last time, but he flung himself into the water. Hopefully the same thing doesn't happen here. Okay, I believe that was the same roadblock that caused him to fall into the water last time, so he was able to navigate it pretty well this time around.
Tie him up and gag him. Ooh, fits perfectly. Bit tight around the crotch, though. Oh yeah,
Meanwhile,
yeah,
things
mine
are
too,
going
mine
pretty
too.
well for PB. He's just going through the motions, he's just doing the route. Doesn't really have a care in the world. He's just doing what he does best. I find what an interesting approach to those cop cars, going right in between the cop cars instead of just going to the right.
Okay, timers are set. 5 seconds.
So there's swarming with cops. Who's gonna manually kill with an M4? So Pine's gonna finish up Copland here, and he has an entire Cherry Poppers Instapass set up to do. So even late into the game, he's still quite a few minutes behind. And I don't see PB giving any sort of room for catching up.
You really want to fight?
Okay, Pine is finishing Copland, and PB is going to start the waiting section. So very, very different places these two runners are. So Pine's going to land in a different spot. He's going to take the gutter
That's right, Sonny. We're
route,
all friends.
courtesy
You never write me,
of
you never call.
fellow runner
What, you wanna
KZ
be friends
Frew.
no more?
I've been
I believe
busy
this is
trying to
his
sort
route.
things out. You didn't
This
give
is
me a
what
lot
he
of
often
support down
uses
here,
to
Sonny.
get to
My
Kaufman's
fault,
cab.
Mrs. Well, I've heard you've been busy, all right. Busy killing drug barons, busy taking over. Don't forget about us, Tommy, because I can assure you, I ain't forgotten about you.
So there is a potential for there to be a rematch between, well, assuming PB wins this, which seems likely. There might be a rematch between Marushko and PB in the semifinals if Marushko was able to win his match against Rock. So PB might be able to redeem himself against Marushko in some way. So right now for round one, we're still waiting for a time and place for Auntie and Millie, and Marushko and Rock. So those are the two matches that have not been scheduled yet. Two very exciting matches, especially the Marushko and Rock. Lots of rematches here. You know, there are a lot of good players here, and they often will find themselves in further rounds more times than not. So Marushko and Rock will be a very exciting match.
How about using a little logic?
Alright, so PB is finished waiting. Let's see how he fares with the dupes. Last time he was flawless with 5 out of 5. Good start. First dupe is always very difficult. Everything should be smooth here, as it's pretty hard to fail this method.
Give me a break.
Meanwhile, Pine is going to insta-pass cherry poppers, and he's going to set up on mission 0 for, well, I guess eventual on mission 0 for spilling the beans. So PeeBee is finished with his dupes, 5 out of 5 once again. He's getting pretty good at those dupes, which is always something that's, well, before it was solved, something that you really need to get down. Because it was very difficult before Anti, and I believe it was another runner. I'm not sure if it was Josh, but someone had the same idea. But anyway, we call it the supply and demand inputs because it's very similar inputs to jumping into the first marker on supply and demand. So that makes dupes pretty trivial, which, you know, it's not best for competition. Like, I wish things were a bit less consistent. You know, it's better that way, it's more entertaining, but, you know, it is what it is. So interestingly enough, PeeBee is picking up the Mac 11. I believe that's the gun name. So I'm not sure if he's going to shoot the lady out of the helicopter now that he's on PeeBee pace. I believe this PeeBee does have a courier kill. I guess he is still gonna... I guess it would be better to just, like... It would be better than using a sniper rifle. Oh, that was a bit weird. The helicopter was in a weird spot and spun around a bit. I believe, like, PeeBee does have, like, a PeeBee with, like a courier snipe. But again, like, he's still, like, racing, and he's not that far behind, or in PeeBee is just not that far behind. Or, did I say PeeBee? Pine is not that far behind, excuse me.
You did what?
Alright, so Pine's gonna wait about 2.5 minutes. Well, PeeBee is gonna finish up, hit the courier, and he is kept the collector bound. So, as tradition, using anyone failing keep your friends close as a marker, I don't think Pine would be able to catch up if PeeBee failed keep your friends close. It is something to mention and to bear in mind because a lot of people do fail keep your friends close. You know, the Pega KYFC can be pretty brutal, especially if you mess up the movement. And if you mess up the movement, a lot of health can be taken away from you, and makes it even impossible to, close to impossible, to run away and escape. So P is gonna get the CTC snipe. He's gonna make his way to the other set of collectors. Okay. So, occasionally, the collectors can get bumped and just not fly off, which is annoying in some categories, such as all missions. This has happened to me multiple times, and this is why I hate all missions, and I'm probably never going to do it again. Anyway, so that's something that you do have to be mindful of, because the collectors are not going to fall off every single time. PeeBee not able to get this kill here, and of course the last collector does not fall off, as he usually does. So he doesn't have much submachine gun ammo, so he might have to pit stop this guy and run him over, which he does. Oh, he misses just a little bit. Okay. This time for sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so PeeBee eventually does kill the guy. Alright, so he is a bit forward compared to where he usually would be. So he's gonna warp in while he's on mission 0 and then take the phone call, which is the safer bet. Pine's gonna do dupes. He's gonna do similar dupes, except he's gonna do it backwards, which is pretty unorthodox. About as unorthodox as oof. And he goes a little too far and gets the phone call, which he'll have to reset because he doesn't have any way to cancel the phone call. Meanwhile, PeeBee is setting up the Pepe KFC lineup with the limo. Pine not having a great time with these dupes. But he's still trying his best. So Pine's going to take a less extreme angle here so that he's a bit closer to the property by icon, which is ultimately blocking the phone call. You can see he only tilts the camera slightly to the left, or I guess to the right, depending on the orientation of Tommy.
Sonny.
And there we go, he's able to do the dupe successfully. Meanwhile, PeeBee went to tool shop. PeeBee was walking against the wall there because he wanted to know exactly when Sunny was going to spawn. I guess the global timer for Sunny spawning, I should say, since Lance has to spawn first. So if you want to do Pepe KFC, it's important that you know the time, obviously, of when Sunny's going to spawn. So time should be coming up soon for PeeBee. And once that is, we will stop the race, and PeeBee will be advancing to the semifinals. But we will have to see if that is the case. Okay, he's able to get the kill, and that is time for PeeBee. We're very respectable 55-27.
We gotta talk about stuff.
Private business, you're not welcome.
And
Private
just like
business,
that,
you're not
PeeBee
welcome. Private
advances to
business, you're not welcome.
semifinals
Private business,
in
you're not
2
welcome. Private
matches,
business, you're
or
not welcome.
2 races.
Private business, you're not welcome. Private business, you're not welcome.
Alright.
Private business, you're not welcome.
Tommy,
Pine,
I've
you're
done
able to
everything
stop
for you. You
since
treat
PeeBee
me
has
like a
finished with a
fool. Don't do that.
55-27.
Lance, I won't rip you off or stab you in the back, okay? Just take
yeah.
it easy.
GG's to you
This is
both.
tough enough without you getting all emotional on me. Trust me.
Kill him! Get the plate!
I hear you, Tommy, but I can't take this much more.
Lance, don't be like this. Now
Yeah, so, okay, so the final time is a 55-21 for PeeBee. So, congrats to him. I'm not sure if Pine wants to do post-race interviews. We can end it here if you'd like.
I can give some closing thoughts if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I guess I'm a bit disappointed. I haven't played in a week, but I was still expecting not to get that fucked. Yeah, I guess there's some unfortunate parts, but I think it was mostly my own bad gameplay. So
Do you know what
yeah,
happened during Serious Sir? Because your stream was kind of freezing, so we weren't able to tell.
I think I hit the police, like they're like cars set up there, and I like
Okay.
kind of spun out, so the cop was able to get me.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Like a lot of just like like a lot of the things that happened just weren't your fault. And yeah, it's especially tilting since it happens like twice in a row and not just one match, or rather one race.
Yeah, the phone call thing really set the tone for the rest of the run for me.
Yeah.
Especially after hitting one frame first try, it's like, what if it just didn't happen?
Yeah, this would be a lot closer if it just didn't happen.
But yeah, I did predict like PeeBee as in the top 3 just from how much he's played. So I guess he would have to win, have to beat me here. So
Yeah, that does have to happen. But I think this was like a pretty good like fight, like pretty good performance by you, despite all the unlucky events.
thank you.
But yeah, GG's to PeeBee. We will see PeeBee at a later round once we get past the first round. And yeah, any closing words for the fans?
Love you. Thanks for watching. That's all I got.
Yeah, what he said. Okay, so I don't have an end screen, so we are just going to abruptly cut the stream here. Thank you guys for playing. GG's to you both. And I will see you guys probably Monday, Tuesday? What was it? Yeah, Monday. So yeah, bye-bye.